Every year, over 300,000 people go into cardiac arrest. This is according to HeartSearchCPR.com. If that were to happen in front of you, would you know what to do? Odds are you probably wouldn't. I'm qualified to talk in this because I have been CPR certified for the past 6 years, and I was most recently recertified back in January. Today, I'm going to go over the steps to do effective and proper CPR on somebody who is unconscious in order to best give them an opportunity to live on and survive. Alright, first we're going to talk about what you need. Preferably you have PPE, which is personal protective equipment, and for this it would be latex gloves and a resuscitation mask. Since I'm in my dorm and I'm just operating on my friend here, I do not have that. In a real life scenario, you would want it because that gives you the best chance to be safe and not catch any diseases or infections they might have, and it gives them the best chance, if they were to survive, to not get anything from you as well. So if you do have possible access to those, you need to have those and need to use them. Alright, now for the steps. The first step is going to be assess the scene. You're going to make sure that there's nothing in the area that would harm you while you're doing CPR. This would be things like a fire, broken glass, or even like a puddle of water with like an electrical wire that's exposed in it, that has electricity running through it. In that scenario, you would just step back and wait for somebody more qualified to show up. The second is you're going to try to get their attention. You're going to use the shout, tap, shout technique. It's going to look something like this. Hello, are you okay? Are you okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you get no response, you're going to choose someone close if there is somebody else, and you're going to make them call 911 and get an AED if possible. Don't just say, someone get me those things. You need to point at someone and tell them to do it and make sure they do. After that, you're going to go to checking for pulse and breath. It's going to look something like this. All right, you're going to put your hand down here for their carotid artery. They're going to have your ear right next to their mouth, and you're going to have your face facing down their sternum to see if you can see any breaths. And you're going to count to 10 while you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, after that, if you hear or see breath or get a pulse, you're going to stop what you're doing and just stop and wait for other people to show up that are more qualified than you. After that, if you have no breath and you have no pulse, you're going to start with compressions and breath. Compressions, it's okay. The ratio is going to be 30 compressions to 2 breaths, and you're going to start with compressions. For compressions, you're going to lace your fingers together like this, go right under their sternum, and you're going to press down approximately 2.4 inches into their sternum. To do this properly, you're going to be breaking ribs. Obviously, I'm not going to be breaking any ribs today, but I'm going to show you kind of what you need to do. So, fingers laced, make sure your shoulders are over them, and you're going to press down into about 2.4 inches, and you're going to fully let the chest recoil to let the heart refill with blood so we can keep it circulating. You need to let it refill completely, or else you're not doing it correctly and you're not going to do anything. Then, once you get through 30 compressions, then you're going to do 2 resuscitation breaths. With a mask, you cup your hands like this, tilt their head back to open the airway, and then you would just breathe in like for 2 breaths. Okay. Without it, you would pinch the nose, pull the head back, and then open the jaw so that you could breathe in that way. Like I said, I'm not going to be showing you that specifically because I don't want to kiss my roommate here. Don't laugh. And then after that, you're going to keep going until either 1, they show signs of life, 2, you are too tired to continue, and I mean physically incapable of giving CPR, not just, oh, my back hurts or my knee hurt. No, you're physically incapable. Or 3, somebody else of higher intelligence knows what they're doing, or higher qualification comes here. This would be like EMTs, fire department, police, and they can take over from there. Those are the only reasons you would stop. All right. Okay, things to avoid. Don't stop if you're just simply tired, like I said. You need to keep going the entire time. Make sure each compression you go all the way up. I know I've said this multiple times, but it is really important to give proper CPR. Let the chest fully recoil before you go in. All right. And then last one, please use personal protective equipment if you have access to it. You need to keep yourself safe first. We don't need 2 people getting hurt or infected or injured or whatever in this just because you didn't take proper precautions. That's not okay. All right, now to go over the steps one more time. First, we have assess the scene, make sure it's safe. 2, shout, tap, shout, try to get a reaction, any signs of life. Then 3, call 911, get an AD, make sure you look at someone to make sure they do it. And then number 4, we're going to check for pulse and breath. 5, then we're going to start compressions and breaths at a ratio of 30 compressions to 2 breaths. And then number 6, not going to stop until somebody else of higher qualification shows up. All of these steps were from the redcross.com, so if you want to look it up and just see what else they have there, more than welcome to do that. I recommend it, actually. And yeah, so this doesn't make you certified in CPR, but it does give you a little know-how what to do in case of emergency scenario. Obviously, if you want to get CPR certified in order to best know how to save a life, please look for a class in person, online at the Red Cross's website, and more information is there. Thank you.